How do you start a digital agency with no experience? That's what I'm going to answer in this video. All right, I get asked a version of this question all the time. Here's an email that just came in very recently. It says, "Hi Mike, thank you in advance for taking the time to read this. I've been watching your videos on YouTube. Thank you. They've been very helpful to me to understand the agency business. I am nearly ready to get started and I'm wondering if you can suggest a specific path for me. I don't have any business experience, so I'm just getting started. What is the best place for me to start with your courses?" And of course, I have not revealed the name here because the feedback that I'm going to give, I don't want this person to feel sensitive about this question. My feedback is that you should probably not be starting an agency, okay? You don't have any business experience. If you don't have any business experience, the agency business is a very difficult one to start. Why is that? Let me just explain to you here. One, to get customers in the agency business, you've got to be out there doing sales and marketing, okay? If you have no business experience and you're trying to figure out sales and marketing for yourself to market your own agency, that's going to be a significant task to have to figure that out. So you've got to solve that problem. Next, if you actually succeed in finding somebody who wants to pay you for help with their marketing and you have no business experience, now you're going to have to figure out how to solve their problems. So not only are you trying to figure out your sales and marketing problems, but now you've got to try and figure out their sales and marketing problems. And every single new customer that you bring on has new sales and marketing problems. So as somebody with no business experience, now you're taking on the task of not only having to grow your own business, but you're taking on the task of having to solve new business problems with every single customer that you bring on board. Finally, you've got to figure out service fulfillment. Service fulfillment is a whole thing altogether as well. You've got to figure out how to actually deliver the services that are going to help these customers. That's a lot to figure out. It's a lot to figure out. There are a lot of business models out there where you don't have to figure out so many things and you don't have to figure out new things like this all the time. So maybe you should get into a different business. Again, there's all kinds of great businesses that you can start that don't require you to be solving new business problems for different customers, different businesses each and every time. Maybe you shouldn't start an agency. I don't want to be the dream killer or anything, but it makes me wonder, why does this person think that the agency business in the first place is a business that they should start? And all I can think of is maybe you've seen too many YouTube videos out there of people that are saying that the agency business is the best thing in the world and you can get rich really quick by starting an agency. And I hate to disappoint you, but almost all of those YouTube videos are just selling you something. A course, typically some sort of coaching. The agency business is not that easy, one, and two, there's not a lot of people that are getting rich from the agency business. So if you're looking for a business to get started and you have no business experience, this is a pretty darn tough one, and I would suggest that you do something else. Okay? So that all being said, how do you get started in the agency business if you have limited experience? Okay, and what I mean by limited experience, let's go back to what it takes to be successful in the agency business. You need to be able to sell your services and you need to be able to deliver your services. So ideally, you have experience in one of those two things. Either you are a good salesperson, you're an experienced salesperson, you've successfully had a sales job working for somebody else where you're hitting quota, you're exceeding quota, you're doing that consistently, you're very confident in your ability to go out and get customers. Awesome. Then you have a good foundation for success. Or maybe you've got some experience working for somebody else where you did social media for them and you're really good at social media. You know that you can build an audience. You know that you can get engagement. You know how you can drive people into a restaurant or sell products using social media. Awesome. You've got an actual skill that you can then use that to deliver services to your customers. So ideally, you have one or the other of those two skills, the ability to go out and sell your own services or the ability to provide some sort of valuable marketing services based on your experience that you know with a great deal of confidence, hey, if I get a customer, I can help them. I know this stuff, so I can help them. One or the other is going to give you a real good shot at success, because now what you've got to learn to be successful in the agency business is much more limited, right? You've already got one of the major skill sets. And so you've just got to learn how to fill in the blanks with the other one. Maybe you can do that by partnering up with somebody, or maybe not. Maybe you want to get started truly, solo. So you've got to learn those skills, and you've got to get out there and, develop some new capabilities, but you're not starting from scratch and you're not having to learn everything all at once to go out and try and make a buck. Now, the real key to success to starting an agency, no matter what kind of experience that you have, is to make sure that you are not selling your services based on time and based on talent. Okay, I mentioned earlier in this video that there are two real key things that you have to figure out to grow your agency business. One is how to market and sell your own services. The other is how to deliver the services. If you're selling services that are based on your time and talent, and everything that you're doing for each and every customer is some new custom engagement where you're figuring out custom problems to solve every time, you're never really going to scale that side of your business, the service delivery side of your business. It's always going to be something where, again, you're trading your time for money. That's a terrible business model. So the answer, the solution, is that you need to learn how to sell productized services. What I mean by productizing your services is you take a specific business problem that you're going to solve for specific customers. So instead of selling to a new industry each and every time, you decide you're going to sell for restaurants, okay? And then you're going to solve a specific problem for them. Maybe that specific problem is how you get new customers in the door for the first time, and you've decided that you're going to do that by creating a very specific type of ad campaign. Maybe it's a birthday campaign. You're marketing to people on their birthdays to invite them in for a special offer into that restaurant. Well, that's something that you can productize. You can take the exact same Facebook ad campaign, drive it to the exact same landing page, have a simple follow-up sequence that you put all of that in place for those restaurant customers. And there's only minor modification to that whole thing. You're essentially doing the exact same thing every single time for every customer. It's a very productized service. It's got a set of deliverables. It's got a price point that you're going to charge the same customer. The customer's the same thing every time. You're going to deliver the same thing every time, which is very, very minor customization to it. And you are not going to take on this task of trying to solve new problems for every customer. You're going to have boundaries around what you offer. Okay, your boundaries are that you offer these birthday campaigns for restaurants to help them get new customers. That's all you do. You do it very well, very efficiently at a very competitive price point, and you focus. Now, you only really have one problem to solve, which is how to get customers. Because the problem of which service to deliver and how to deliver it, you've decided once, and you've productized it, and you've made sure it's solid. That's how you build a successful agency. And if you don't have a lot of experience in business, but you know how to sell really well, well, now you can just focus on selling that one thing. It's much, much easier because you know that you've got the service delivery nailed and you can add a tremendous amount of value. Okay? That's the way to start an agency. If you don't have a lot of experience, you've got to productize those services. I've got all kinds of examples of productized agency services. I'll put a link here if you'd like to learn more examples of the types of services that I'm talking about that scale real well, they're profitable, they're simple to deliver, they're largely automated, and most importantly, they're productized. So you're not solving a new problem each and every time. You're just taking the same repeatable systems and assets and deploying them for your new customers. Now you've just got one problem to solve, which is going out and marketing, selling your services, that's a hard enough problem to solve anyway. So you don't want to take on all kinds of new problems each and every time you bring on a new customer. You've got to productize your services. Otherwise, if you have no business experience at all, you should probably consider something different, okay? Again, I hate to be the dream killer, but I want you to be successful. There are all kinds of business models out there that are actually simpler than the agency business and that have great upside potential and that you'll have a better chance at success. So go and try one of those. But if you've got good experience either delivering some sort of marketing function because you've done social media in the past, you've done ad campaigns in the past, whatever it is that you've already done, you've got some good experience in, you've got confidence in, or you're really good at selling, you can make this business work. But if you're just starting with no business experience at all, I'd highly recommend you get a job for a while, learn those skill sets, or do a different business, all right? If you'd like to learn more about the Productize services that you can get started building an agency around, check in down below here. I'll have a link for you where you can go and get those. Thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate your time and attention. If you think that this would be helpful for somebody, please share it with them. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I'll answer all of them personally. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.